Praise God. I was in point number what? Number 6. Are you getting something so far? So I said, decide to what? To sow seed with what? The expectation of what? A specific harvest. Decide to sow seed. And on Sunday, I specifically dwell on the seed of what? Words. On the seed of what? Words. Jesus said, he said, let your word be seasoned with what? With salt, that it might minister grace to the hearer. Let your word sow seeds of words that enables people. Sow seed of words that encourages people. Sow seed of words that gives people life, that gives people hope. Are you following what I'm saying here? Sow seed of words that elevates people. Sow them. And I remember telling you that if you're sowing, if you think you are not sowing, every day you wake up in the morning, you're already sowing seed. If you sow seed of nothing, you will harvest the future of nothing. Huh? If you sow seed of nothing, you harvest the future of nothing. If you sow seed of something, you harvest the future of something. Blessed are the merciful, they shall obtain mercy. You sow the seed of mercy, you obtain mercy. You harvest it tomorrow. If you have learned to sow seed of bad word, when I see some, I used to tell parents, I say some parents are the result, what they are harvesting in their children today is what they planted. When a child does something, you say, your son says, and then you don't know that you are sowing. Are you following what I'm saying, sir? You are sowing. See, live your life with the consciousness that every of your action are seeds or harvest. Anywhere you see a stubborn woman, stubborn to the husband, it is what the husband sow. Don't get angry and say, I will kill the husband, I'll kill that woman. No. What you planted is what you're harvesting. You have sown stubbornness to somebody, you have sown dishonor to somebody, that's what you're harvesting. So learn to speak the right words. They are seeds. Words are seeds. Words are seeds. Words are seeds. I can say it again and again and again and again. Words are seeds. Please sow the right one. The next thing I want to talk about now, the next seed I want to talk about is the seed of listening. Listening is a seed for hearing. And hearing brings you to the place of understanding and learning. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I'm talking about the seed of learning. Learning is the seed of understanding that brings you to the place of knowledge. Learning is the seed for understanding that brings you to the place of knowledge. Learning is the seed for understanding that brings you to the place of knowledge. Hearing is the seed of learning. Learning is the seed of knowledge. Understanding that brings you to the place of knowledge. Did you get it? I should say it again. I'm talking about the seed of learning. And I said, learning is the seed for understanding that brings you to the place of knowledge. That's what. And I'm now going further. And I said, hearing is the seed for learning. Learning is the seed for understanding that brings you to the place of knowledge. And then when you get to the place of knowledge, knowledge brings you to the place where you become discreet and discerning. I hope you are understanding what I'm saying tonight. Yeah. Knowledge brings you to the place where you become what? Discreet and what? And understanding. Are we here with me? Unfortunately, a lot of us hear and we are not listening. Has it happened to somebody before? You heard, but you didn't listen. You see, you can't come to the place of, you can't harvest understanding by doing that. You can't come to the place of understanding by doing that. And that's what a lot of people do. That's why somebody says, "Are you stupid?" And you immediately you remove your shirt and show stupidity. But you see, the man who had will answer the question, "No, I'm not stupid. I know what I'm doing." But the one who listened, we say, "No, we give you the right answer." But the one who heard but didn't listen will remove his shirt and is ready for war. Am I communicating here? Talk to me. Am I communicating here? Yes. I've seen churches where they say, "Pastor, don't they use me to preach? Don't they use me to preach?" You didn't. You were just hearing. You were not listening. Because if you were listening, you will hear beyond the voice of the pastor and hear the voice of God. Are we following what I'm saying, sir? That's what Paul meant when he said, "Faith cometh by hearing, and then hearing by the word of God." There's a second hearing. That one comes while listening. And that's what brings you to the place of understanding. Because let me tell you, let me not be too much in a hurry. Let's take scriptures. Proverbs chapter 1 verse 5. A wise man will what? Hear. And what? Increase in learning. So that's why I told you that hearing is the seed for learning. Learning is the seed for understanding. And understanding brings you to the place of knowledge, where you now know. And when you get to that stage, nobody talks you out of it. That's where you begin to bear fruits. Are you following what I'm saying this evening? A wise man. I told you that God doesn't give wisdom to fools. Because many of you think that the person that need wisdom should be the fool. But God doesn't give wisdom to fool. He gives wisdom to the wise. Have you not read the Bible? He said, "The one that have, I will give him more. The one who does not have, even that little which that they have." So that's why I be conscious of the seed you're planting. Every day you step out. Every day you meet people. Every day in all your daily transactions, be careful with the seed you plant. A wise man hears and increase learning because he has listened more. He has heard deeper than what the normal hearing. He has listened and then are you here with me? And a man of understanding shall do what? Shall attain unto wise. Are you still here with me? Talk to me. Are you still here with me? You always learn. You always learn when you listen. You always learn when you listen. And let me say it, sir. You will always become what you listen to. You will always become what you listen to. It's not just who you listen to, but what you listen to. If you listen and listen well, you will become that thing. You will always become what you listen to. Why do people become addicts of a thing? Either because they are constantly listening to that thing or they are constantly watching that thing. So they become addicted to that thing. You will become what you are constantly listening to. Because the faith of that thing, faith of anything comes by hearing. Romans 10:17. Before anybody begin to believe that this thing will make me feel good, will make me feel all right one time, he don't listen, he don't hear. Somebody would have talked to him, just try it, just take it, just try it. Some of you, the cream you're wearing, you're using today, somebody talked you into it. Huh? Talk to me now. Check it now. Somebody told you, what are you using on your face? Hey, try this. And he said, no, try this. I'm telling you, I've used it. Hey, try this. And before you know it, your faith in that thing got what? And then you carry your money and your tuke leg and went to what? You see how simple it is? You see, because God uses natural things to teach us spiritual. That's how it works. That's exactly how it works. Now you've listened and listened and listened and listened, and then you didn't know when you went to buy that thing. Faith comes by hearing and hearing. That's why Jesus warned us in Mark chapter 4. If you read from verse 24, he said, be careful what you hear. Please, can you put it for from verse 24? Let's read 24. We read 26 to 29. Look at this. It's amazing. He said, and he said unto them, take heed what you hear. For with the same measure, he's telling you that the same quantity of what you take in is what you're going to produce. That's why you see two people were introduced into a thing. One took it faster. The other one is still dilly-dallying. He has consumed that information so much that the information is consuming him. Go to verse 26. Jesus now began to tell them the process. This is how it works. He said, and he said unto them, the kingdom of God is as if a man should scatter seed on what? On ground. On the ground. As I'm talking now, I'm scattering seed. Go to verse 7. He said, and should what? Go and sleep. I'm scattering the seed now. You are receiving. Everybody is receiving. Every one of us is receiving the seed that I'm scattering now. And rise by day, and the seed should what? Spring out and what? And grow. He himself does not know how. You know, Jesus is explaining to you to take heed how you don't know how this thing works. So be careful not to allow it to enter in the first place, especially the wrong words, the wrong informations. He said, because if you allow it to enter in the first place, it will grow. Because you don't have the power to stop growth process. The power you have now is not to allow it to. Are we following what I'm saying, sir? Go and check some of the bad habits and the bad stuff you have done. People thought you had it. You either had it or saw it, and then you began to meditate and brood over it. What about? What if? And before you knew it, bam! There are some things many of us said I can never do that you have done. Huh? And even added Jara. He's telling you this is the principle that made it happen that way. Are you here? Are you still here? He said, for the earth yields what? Cross by it. You don't have to pray anything. Once the thing drop, the earth has been empowered, authorized, enabled to make it bring forth. That's why the Lord wants you by your heart. He says it's deceitful. You might not know that thing is growing. Are you following, sir? This is how it starts. He said, first, the blade. He just let me try it. The blade, it didn't harm. It means nothing. It's not gonna. It didn't. And then the head. And then what happened? After that, what happened? Full blown. When a lady, when anybody, whether lady or whether male or female, contracts HIV, it enters as a virus. And after that, it becomes what? HIV. And then from that, it becomes what? Full-blown AIDS. Words are like that too. Learning is like that. Listening is like that. There are people I don't listen to. I will never listen to them. I've said this several times here. Even if you put gun on my head and say, I will not listen to them. I won't. Sometimes when we are trying to guide some people against disloyal people in the church, don't hang around this person. So many of you think, many people have given me several names because I tried to and one day I was talking to the Lord and said, Lord, what kind of a thing is this? And he said, ask them. if their biological father can warn them against somebody. That was the day I asked that question on the Sunday morning. And everybody said, yes, my father. I said, why is it that I can't warn you to stay away from somebody? Because I've seen people with viruses in their mouth that only listening to them, your soul is gone. Because you don't know that listening is a seed that is being planted. The fact that it didn't germinate today does not mean it's not going to germinate. The Bible says when it will start like a blade, you just see yourself start missing certain things. You say, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. I should be careful what I listen to. And I'm warning you to be careful what you listen to. Because listening looks very, very simple. On him, I was just listening to him now. But something is being planted. I was just listening to the music. I was just listening to that comedy. I was just listening to that man talking on the Facebook. He was just preaching. And nobody eats poison to say I was just testing it. It's harmful. It's harmful. Verse 29. And then what the grain is ripened, immediately he put forth his sickle and do what? Because the harvest has come. When he get to this stage, nothing is going to stop the disaster. Because as at that time, Satan will plant it from once you begin to listen. As soon as Eve began to listen to him in the Garden of Eden, the deed was done. He knew that he was going to get to the man, collect the authority. He didn't come to, he came for the authority of Adam. He took it. One hand. That was all. And humanity suffered, and we are still suffering it. Thank God for Jesus Christ. Are you still here with me? Talk to me. Are you still here with me? Yes. You can't escape becoming what you listen to. You can't. Proverbs 15, verse 31. Let's read KJV first, and then Message or NLT or Message. The ear that heareth the reproof of life abideth among what? Hello? Hello? The ear that heareth the reproof of wise has a specific location. It will end up. Are you from Cesar? The place is going to end up. He's telling you the congregation where it's going to end up. He's telling you his companions in the next future. He's telling you what this person is going to harvest because he listens well. Now, let's read it from other translations. Message. Listen to good advice if you want to live well. So, your ability to listen to advice is a seed for living well harvest. Talk to me. It starts from where? Listening. It's not just giving the advice. I've given plenty of people advice that they didn't listen to. And then they are wondering why is it like, why? No, listen. There's a place for counsel and there's a place for prayer. If you're a man who doesn't take counsel, answered prayer is far from you. Because, listen to me, sir. Because in the first place, you won't even know what to pray. I was telling somebody yesterday, and he told me the revelation, and I said to him, I said, look, there's a prayer pattern in the New Testament. A New Testament believer does not pray like the Old Testament believer. That's why a lot of you pray so much and not get answers. Are you here with me? Are you following me? Yes. When he does that, he will live well. Are you from Cesar? An honored guest among the wise and men and women. He will be an honored guest. He said, when you learn to listen to advice, listen, sir. Advice helps you bridge gap between where you are to where you're supposed to be. No, you didn't hear me. I wish you heard that very well. Advice, godly advice from men, help you bridge the gap between where you are to where you're supposed to be. It happens like a dream. Pa! Because there's nothing that gladdens a father's heart like a son that hits his cancer. NLT said, if you listen to constructive criticism, because sometimes cancer come as criticism. What's this you're doing? What kind of a thing is this? My friend, shut up. Go and do it this way. Why did you talk that way? You are not supposed to talk that way. And when you're very stupid, is everybody you listen to? Come on, get out of this place. And then you pay attention and say, sorry, sir. I'm very sorry. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You took it as cancer. He said, if you do that, he said, you will be at home among where? The wise. So when you see, this thing is almost like an adage in my village that when a young child washes his hand clean, he will eat with elders. Because the only thing that gives you access to the wisdom of the elders is you listen to them. It's in listening to them you it's not by growing every year you're celebrating birthday, but you are not growing. You're still behaving like 11 years old boy, and then you are celebrating. What are you celebrating? Am I talking to somebody this evening? Yeah. When you start listening, you might think nothing is happening, but there's an accumulation. One day you open your mouth, you see wisdom coming out. And then we say, this guy talk like an old man. Are you what I'm saying, sir? Sometimes that's why New Living Translation put it criticism. If you listen to some constructive criticism, some constructive mishandling or malhandling that you think, as we call it, when you are done, you have learned wisdom. Are you still here with me? Are you sure you're still here? A careful listening is actually what brings you to the place where, while others are confused, you are nodding your head. Because understanding, light is coming. While others are arguing, you're nodding your head. You're nodding your head. Okay. I got it, sir. I got it, sir. And listen to me, sir. Until you have understanding of what you're hearing or what you heard, fruitfulness in that area is not guaranteed. Let me say this to you, sir. Fruitfulness comes from understanding. And understanding is a seed. Is the harvest of what? Careful listening. Let me show you. Put up Matthew chapter 13. I think verse 23 or verse 26. Put verse 23 first. Let's see. Look at this. But he that received seed into the good ground is the one that what? Let's read together. Heareth what? And does what? And does what? And does what? This is what others didn't do. They didn't understand it. Because they didn't hear well. He that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also is that same person that brings forth fruit. Some what? 100-fold. Others in what? 60-fold. Others in what? 30-fold. Depending on their level of what? Understanding. So pastors, let me free you. You see, this is where I relax. When people are not prospering in the church, it's not because you are not teaching well or you are not praying for them. This is the problem. It's either they have a bad heart or they lack understanding. This is where it happened. Maybe one day I'll teach you on familiarity. The danger of familiarity. There's nothing that makes a Christian barren like familiarity. Are you following what I'm saying? Some bring forth in what? Huh? Huh? In 100. Some in what? In 60. Some in what? Depending on their level of what? Understanding. This is the reason why James, in James 1:19, began to counsel us. He said, be swift to what? And slow to what? Yeah. Yeah. Ecclesiastes chapter 5:1, New Living Translation. He said, as you enter the house of God, do what? Keep your ears what? And your mouth. I didn't say so. When you walk into, listen to me, sir. This I'm teaching you now is the mystery behind fruitfulness and unfruitfulness. That's what I'm unveiling. Why, when you look at some Christian life, you want to be a Christian, and you look at some other people Christian life, you say, God forbid, I will not serve your God. Are you know what I'm saying? God said, he said, listen, open your ear, close your mouth. He said, it is evil to make what? Mindless offering to God. You know, I've told believers, you see, there are some fasting and prayer that are stupid fasting and prayer. It's a mindless sacrifice. It is stupidity. Bible said, how can offering be mindless? God said it's stupid offering. I was telling somebody that I said, if me and you want to trust God for 1 million naira now, as I will receive my own, 3 months you are still struggling with faith to receive your own. You know why? You know why? The same God we pray to, what I know and what you know, that's the difference. My understanding and your understanding, that's the difference. That's why this one answer comes faster than this one. That's why this one is still trying to gather 1 million. This one has gathered 10. And then you're wondering, what is this? Is it not the same God? Understanding. Pastor, where is the place of battle? I will talk about battle when I'm rounding off this particular point. I will end it with battle. I will end it because battle is also a seed. Are we hearing what I'm saying here? Are you following what I'm saying here? Please pay attention to what I'm saying, because I try as much as I can to come down to your level to be able to pass this thing across to you. Hearing is never beneficial until you have listened well. Hearing will never yield fruit until you have listened well. So cultivate the habit of listening. It is the seed of the knowledge you need to excel in every area of your life. It's the seed. What's the essence of driving speed when you don't know where you're going? Oga, park first. Listen to advice on how to get there, and then your speed will be relevant. Don't go drive and kill yourself when you don't know where you're going yet.